Having 6 months in the job is actually quite a long time. So that was my concern at the time. But I remember in September of 2008, sitting down with each one of the players and asking them where they wanted to go with their cricket careers. Here were a legendary, highly skilled bunch of individuals, but my sense was they weren't flying in formation. They were moving in different directions. They'd all left their own legacy. They were great players. They were well received in India. They received a lot of adoration, and in fact, to the extent, as the Indians in this room would know, there was actually a lot of obsession around the individuals. To see a guy like Sachin Tendulkar, as I said, probably the greatest cricketer that'll ever live, certainly in the modern era, start talking about how the highlights of his career have been about what we were doing as a team rather than what he was achieving as an individual. I also felt that we had to really protect this space as much as possible, and by doing that, everyone had to play their part. And certainly one of our mantras in the World Cup, we had a sort of a 6-week tournament and an 18-month preparation leading into that tournament. And one of the things that we felt that was going to be critical to our success in an event of that nature, which is largely, it's I suppose, an event that you can lose a game very easily. And how is this thing gonna unfold very quickly? And I felt that every guy needed to take some sort of responsibility within that tournament itself. In other words, there was going to be high-pressure moments, and rather than blame someone for an error that you made, just take on that responsibility in that moment and embrace the pressure or the responsibility for that moment. And we spoke about that 18 months out as we prepared for this World Cup. And every single game we reflected on who did the best thing in the pressurized moment, who was the guy who stood up to the plate. And we began to realize that we could actually all make a contribution to the greater good of this team and the greater success of this team, rather than relying on the 2 or 3 really talented individuals to go make the plays. That everyone had something to do in a pressure moment in this situation. You need to be an inspiration to the people that you are leading. And you need to be a presence to the people that you are leading. And that also is something that takes time to build up. And really, if you give all of yourself authentically to any environment, and the people that you are leading see that, you can build respect out of that. And people will follow you because of that. And it can be done in different ways. MS Dhoni has great presence and is an inspirational leader because he leads by example. He goes out onto the field of play, and he commands a respect by the way he goes about his business that people want to follow. In my line of work that I was with the Indian team, I needed to lead more by service. In other words, the players needed to see that I was committing myself every day on the training ground, physically, in a way that they wanted to follow that as well.